Hot knob.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think I caught hot knob as the first two words of the recording.
What the fuck?
So you gotta name the finale episode Hot Knob.
It's true.
We can't do that.
Well, no. We have to name it something like Hot Noob. I don't know. We can't directly come back to Shrek, or we're gonna get Shrek'd.
Why do
We're
you
gonna get
think
sued by Shrek.
why do you think hot knob is going to be acceptable terminology, but Shrek is where you're drawing the line here?
Well, because DreamWorks owns Shrek, and Disney owns DreamWorks.
No.
But I own a hot knob, so
Wait, hold on. I still remember where I was when I found out Shrek 5 was happening. When does Shrek 5 come out?
Are we actually doing this
December
right
2020, December 23rd, 2026. I'm not even going to be fucking alive for that.
Damn.
now? What?
I don't know. I got other plans. I got other stuff going on then.
Well, also, like, once you hit your 30s, you kind of just, like, die, so...
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
turning 31st out of everyone. So
Yeah, but I turn 30 next, Max, so I'm next in line for death.
That's coming up for you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Beth, you're not that far behind us.
You're what,
I'm-
like 6 months behind us, maybe?
I'm literally exactly 6 months behind Max in terms of birthday. So I'm in my current 6-month stretch
That's
where I
not
can't get
true
called
either.
baby.
You're
Yeah, it
also
is.
not exactly 6 months away from.
Nah, 100% to the day. I'm not doing math. Just because your birthday's at the start of the month and mine's at the end of the month doesn't mean you just don't count those as kind of like 1 month span. It's what, 21 days off? That's like a week. Oh,
No, we got it fixed. Mark, don't do that to me, Bubby.
sorry.
Please.
Mark was scared off by my birthday math.
I'm scared.
Yeah,
off
I
by
was
your
like,
birthday
this is
math.
atrocious. I'm leaving.
Listen, I got a college degree in English and also one time, actually, no, I didn't take yoga. Never mind, just English.
Did you say yoga?
I thought I also had a yoga degree, but I don't.
A degree in yoga might be crazy, I think.
No, I took that in high school. That doesn't count.
I'm cutting this off. I'm just gonna. Who can tell me what happened last time on Hot Knob? What happened, Beth? Are you gonna do the recap?
Why would I do the recap? This is my last day as person who can order you to do the recap, unless Will or Mark would like to recall.
My notes do in fact start at what would be considered maybe the middle of the episode.
That's smart.
So I can do like half of it,
I'll do
but like
it.
the second half.
I got this in the bag. So we got up and the world was on fire. Abner put the city into lockdown. We were like, oh my god, that's crazy. And then for reasons, we wanted to go find Clifford the big red frog. So we went to the rehabilitation center. Remember, guys, we took the sewers to the rehab center, and then Anderson made an oopsie. Do you guys remember the oopsie?
He was silly
Horace!
and didn't hear the instruction to be quiet, and so the first thing he did to find Horace was yell.
Yep.
Yeah.
After we discovered our good boyfriend who had been fucking attacked.
Got some good people killed. Castor, rest in peace to a real one. So
Do you remember who else was dead?
Horace.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about
No
it.
Morris.
That wasn't his fault, though.
No. You guys, Horace was dead before you got there. I just wanted you to go, and it was either like go in and start a fight, but you guys succeeded in losing listen to hear angels talk about how they bashed this guy's skull in, so you just avoided that encounter altogether.
Yeah. So yeah, we got like Abel and Rosier in a closet. And
No,
then...
they're in a room with a girl.
Oh yeah, Karen.
No, not
and
Karen.
Then that's okay. And then Anderson, Atticus, Ernest just pointed Imelda and Clifford to go and wait while we go. Oh, and Dandy and Henry are kidnapped and dangling from the ceiling tied with rope.
Hmm.
I will say Karen's actual name is Cicely.
That's a good name.
But yeah, that's basically it. You guys got some people killed. Some other people just ended up killed. You guys, I think, had like a perfect, like you perfectly bodied one of the angels down in the basement, so he's dead. But yeah, we find ourselves still split. Ernest, Atticus, and Anderson, you are, I believe, still downstairs with Castor's body. Imelda and Clifford left. Rosier and Abel, you are upstairs, very unsure of the situation, with Cicely, who you miraculously freed from her birthday horror machine.
Oh yeah, the birthday horror machine. Awful.
Yeah. All right, but we're gonna start with you. So, Rosier, Abel, you are in this room with this woman. What do you want to do? How would you like to go about kind of resolving the situation
The situation of her or the situation in general?
in general? What would your like next steps like to be? What would you like your next
Um,
steps to be?
can I go listen at the door and see if that angel is still out there? Because I know that one of the angels from the other room came out.
Yeah, go ahead and roll listen.
Yes. Give me 1 second. I have to open my character sheet. Podcast bits, character sheets, able,
I guess I
and
should
we're
get my character sheet
listening.
out now too.
Yeah.
This is a good time for
Always
that.
good to have it out before you need to roll. Unlike me, who gets it out after you need to roll. It's a pretty good roll. Let's see. Let me scroll. Let me scroll, please.
Scroll for roll.
Hard success.
Okay, with a hard success, you can hear that right as you press your ear to the door, maybe about half a second later, something walks right past your door, close enough that you can kind of hear the soft click of their feet against the floor, and they disappear further down the hallway, and you have a good solid 15 to 20 seconds of pure silence.
All right. Can I slowly open the door and take a peek down the hall?
Yes. Do you want to roll stealth for that, or do you want to just try like risk it?
I'm gonna just risk it because once again I still don't have any points in stealth. So
That's so fair. All right, you crack the door open and peek through. There is no one in this hallway.
okay. Did the footstep sounds like they were going in the direction that we were trying to flee in, or in the other direction?
It sounded like they were going towards the door you found earlier with Horace, farther down the hallway, opposite the direction you're trying to flee.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to my companions and quietly inform them that the coast is clear, and I think we can sneak out there and go towards where everyone else is.
Rosier says, "Okay, that's perfect. How about I carry the both of you out? I can move a little bit faster than you can, and we'll wait for the others in that closet we came in. Do you think that's smart?"
I think we'll judge back like the main room we came in through when we encountered our dear friend who is definitely gone now, right? Um,
Yeah, his face drops a little bit. He goes, It would seem likely. But if you don't disagree, he's going to kind of gather you up. Cicely, just very confused and nervous, just allows herself also to be gathered up. And she kind of, when you're both, do you allow yourself to be held by him?
yeah.
Okay. When you're kind of like both against his shoulder, she leans over and she goes, so am I going to get in trouble for this? Do you think?
I mean, we're not gonna say anything,
Okay. Well,
and
I appreciate this so much.
of course.
And let me roll to have Rosier just get the fuck out of here. Wow! All right. This was a waste of a roll. Sorry, everybody. Rosier steps outside, and honestly, Abel, the next thing you know, the door to the closet is clicking closed behind you because Rosier got a critical success.
Yeah, let's
He
go.
simply he simply just almost teleports. He steps as if through space itself to open and close the door behind you, setting both of you safely on the floor. The manhole cover leading down into the sewer is still cracked open. There's no one else in here, but you are back in the area you started in.
Okay.
Um, back with the other side of the team, Ernest, not Dandy, Ernest, Atticus, and Anderson. What are you going to do? You are still in here. You just said goodbye to Melda and Clifford. And there's really no one else around besides the dead body of Castor and the dead body of this angel.
Let's leave.
Seconded.
Yeah.
We go back to our friends.
Okay. Can you roll? Are you just gonna go like outright, or are you gonna roll stealth?
I guess we can be sneaky boys again.
Get down. Get down.
Can I push my roll?
Yes.
Does it seem like we're going to be in danger of tripping something if we fail this?
I would hazard that you would probably alert some of the other angels in the area that you're down here if you failed this. I also had Atticus push her roll, so she rolled a 93. I pushed that to a 27. So Atticus trips on the staircase, catches herself, and then continues up quietly.
Ernest,
Anderson, what are you doing?
wait, how did Ernest do? Did he pass or fail?
He passed. He got a
Fuck.
success.
Okay.
Did you push the roll and fail twice?
No, I haven't rolled a second time yet.
Okay.
So what is he doing? Well, I feel like his foot, his prosthetic leg, he looks down
Mhm.
and sees it rapidly descending towards a piece of glass.
Mm-hmm.
If he
He
doesn't
forgot that it's not. He forgot it's not his actual foot.
Yeah. So it's about to make contact, but that's okay because I got a hard success.
All right, yeah, you step on the glass, but you step so lightly with such light pressure that you don't crack or break it at all. It just there's a very soft, very subtle crunch. But when you lift your foot back up, it's not even broken. It's just been ground in a little bit. And with 3 successes ish, you make your way back to that original room you found yourself in. Inside is Rosier and Abel and a random woman you've never met.
I look at the random woman, back to Abel, over to Ernest, back to the random woman, and then quietly point down in the direction of the sewers.
Yeah, Atticus is descending. She's not talking to anybody, just climbing right down the stairs.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I lean to Cicely and I gesture towards the sewers, and then I guess hold my fingers to my lips to be like, shoosh.
Yeah, she gives a very, very nervous glance to the 3 people who just walked in and then walked right past her to go down the sewer steps. But she'll follow with you. And after a couple minutes, you are all down in the sewers. For time, I'm gonna say, are you guys heading straight to the castle?
Yes.
Okay. To save on time, you all head towards the palace. Maybe about halfway there, you encounter a couple of people who are going towards the like part of the offshoot group of the co-op who are heading towards the door for the big meetup today. And you just sort of send Cicely with them because she's a fugitive now too. She waves you all off, and you continue on after maybe an hour hike because you again we're at the farthest fucking point away from it. You arrive, clamber out of the sewers. There's nobody else around right now in this courtyard, but you are in front of the palace. Rosier has gotten increasingly nervous and is clutching your hand, Abel.
I give him a comforting squeeze.
And smiles at you.
All right, guys. The plan's probably going to go to shit real quick, but we should probably have a plan.
Rosier leans forward and says, "This, I probably should have talked about this a little bit earlier, but I have to go get something in the palace, and I need you all to just distract Abner."
Yeah, I'm thinking we're probably going to
Okay.
kill Abner.
Yeah, this is in line with that plan.
Good. Okay. I'm going to go for Sammy. I got to get that soul back.
He pulls the solinator out, which you'd given to him in the first place, and he presses it into your hand.
I got one shot at this. So, Atticus, Ernest, Abel, can you keep Abner away until I can get the soul out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that guy with a bunch of faces?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yes. Yep, no problem.
All right.
Uh,
So that just means, Rosier, you can't be long. All right. We're just a couple of little goobers going up against one of the universe's closest things to God.
he nods and very solemnly says, I promise this was in line with the information that Warwick gave me. I will come back and I will ensure that we do not fail.
We
Only
got
thing,
this.
only thing left is we going in loud.
Perhaps if you go in loud, give me a moment to go in very quietly.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, why don't you get like a 30-second head start?
He turns to you, Abel, looks you very deeply in your eyes, and says, I love you. I love you. I love you. He kisses your face, your eyes, your nose, your mouth. And then he turns on his heel as if he's trying not to lose his edge and just bolts and heads right in the palace, one of the open doors.
So like
I like that guy.
I also like that guy. See, are you guys like official? How long have you been going out?
You're married.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Sorry.
It's like illegal, so
They're homophobic up here too?
no, it's like an angels and humans thing, which
Which
like I
fucking
guess is
sucks.
kind of like homophobic in a way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not like the same kind of level as being homophobic.
Do you think it's like I don't know. It still feels kind of shitty.
Guys.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I mean, we have 30 seconds. We can debate the semantics of this issue. Like, it's not.
You guys are really like calm about this.
Dude, I'm already dead. So, like, if worse comes to worse, like, I'll protect you guys. I'm not too worried about it.
You
'Cause
have
you
a
guys
whole
never.
wife and you have a whole wife and kids we just met.
Yeah, but like, you guys still have a whole laugh. Like, you're alive, you know? You two, sorry, Abel, you know.
Oh
But
no, I get it.
you guys have a whole laugh ahead of you. So, like, you guys come first, you know? If anything happens.
No, we're all making it out. But
Famous
no
last
matter
words.
what
No,
happens,
no.
no matter no matter how this goes, it has been an honor fucking up heaven with you guys.
Yeah, you know, I do really like you guys. I like everybody, but like you guys, you know, you made your way up the top like 8 on my MySpace really fast.
I'll take it,
The what?
I guess.
I forgot about MySpace.
How do you know about
Yeah,
MySpace?
And things travel really slow down to hell, so we just found out about that. But it's real big in hell right now.
God, it would be. This has been the weirdest experience of my life. But I just want to say thank you for being very, 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 very patient with me through this, and I hope I'm still a I don't know. I hope we're all good after this. I don't really know what to make of what we're about to do. Frankly, I think I'm in denial.
That's a good way to do it. All right. Anything else? We're good?
We're good. Let's go be rude to God.
All right. I want to march up to the palace doors and push my whole little tiny Anderson body against them. Can I push them open? I want to shout
Okay,
something
I do want to.
dramatically if I can do that.
Yes, let me lay the scene for where you're at. You're outside the palace. There are this courtyard. There was like a ton of people and angels out before. There's no one here right now. Um, you are going to be pushing the doors open into kind of like the entry corridor, which you know at the very far end is the doors leading into Abner's like throne room chambers.
Yeah.
So if you push these doors open and yell, you might alert some guards. But if you're trying to yell at Abner, it's like a 50-50 if he's going to hear you or not.
I was actually going to yell Sammy.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to let you know what door you're at. So if you want to do that here or if you want to do that further in.
All right. I'll still do a dramatic door push, but maybe not as dramatic as originally intended.
Okay. So you thrust the door open. Both of them slam hard against the marble behind you.
Oh.
And the corridor lies wide open. There is no one else in here bar 2 guards you can see at the very, very, very far end of the hall where Abner's chambers are. There's no one else here.
All right, guys, how do we play this?
We just go for the tackle again, one at a
Honestly,
time.
honestly, I'm gonna come in real hot, real obnoxious, and if nothing else, I will just get their attention off onto me, and you guys can push through. And then once the doors are open, then it's a clusterfuck. If it turns into a fight, if it doesn't turn into a fight. But I feel like the best way to approach this is to be mean and angry because most people don't know what to do with that.
All right, Atticus, after you then.
All right, she fluffs up her hair a little bit and stomps down this hallway towards the 2 figures who don't move, don't really say anything, just kind of slowly watch her approach. Are you following or are you guys kind of waiting behind?
Probably following at a safe pace, right? Like maybe 15, 20 steps behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
She leads you down the hallway, and these 2 angels, giant, one pink, one purple. One of them looks down at you with disdain in his eyes, and the pink one looks down at you with sympathy, maybe. And Atticus gets right up in their knees because they're really fucking tall. She says, I need you to open these fucking doors right now. I had an appointment 2 days ago, and because your time's all weird and stuff, it's been 20 years, so I need you to open this fucking door before I lose my fucking mind. Half of my soul is in there. I have a word that I would like to share with God himself. Abestus? You best be opening this door! And the pink one is like, hello again. I'm sorry. And the purple one cuts in and says, absolutely no visitors. Abner's orders. And Atticus says, I couldn't give a rat's flying ass about any order that came from that crazy piece of shit's mouth. Look around you. We're on lockdown, and what are you 2 doing? And the purple one goes, arresting you? And the pink one goes, I think that's a mite too far. I mean, she does have a point. And the purple one turns to look at him and goes, are you kidding me right now? We have been over this. You can't question Abner. Even if he's doing questionable things, he's still our king. And the pink one says, he's performing alchemy. Alchemy. And the purple one says, that's illegal. And now I'm arresting you. Turn around, Keiki. And the pink one says, I've had it up to here with you. I have had it up to here with you, and slams his face into the door behind you. And Atticus gives you a smile over her shoulder, and she's like, it worked fucking time.
Okay. I want to take this fucking opportunity. It would now be the time to do the thing?
Now's the time to do this. Yeah, the guards are fighting each other over. You can walk right through their legs.
All right, I'm gonna do that. Are my dear friends behind me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I want to push the fucking doors open with all my little Anderson might. I want to yell, Sammy!
Okay. You now, with extra gusto, slam these doors open. As you scream Sammy, 4 heads turn your direction. Up on the ceiling, pretty immediately, you can see Henry and Dandy dangling from rope comically, not unlike a cartoon. Henry looks like he's been kind of fucked up. Dandy looks fine.
I think we should maybe try and get Henry and Dandy down first and get extra little boys in here.
Yeah. Maybe depending on who else is in the room, but yeah, definitely priority to get them down.
Do we have any resources to get them down?
No.
Sorry, I thought something was wrong, but it's actually okay. So yeah, the Dandy and fucked up Henry look at you, but more importantly, at the far end of the room, Sammy and Abner, the figures sort of huddled in over each other, look up at you. Sammy's face is streaked black, their eyes beat red with tears, and Abner looks very different from the last time you've seen him. Instead of being massive and resplendent and imposing, he is so much smaller. Several of his faces are gone, and the ones that are left are weeping, except for his main one, which looks absolutely fucking furious. And Sammy pushes them up from the chair, roughly pushes Abner off of him, and bounds across the room, going, Ajax! Ajax, my brother! And runs over and grabs you in a big hug, Anderson.
I stab
Wait,
him
it's
You
a
stab
with the
it's okay. We
solinator.
know who Ajax is now.
he runs over and he grabs you in a hug, and as he does, you pull the Soulander back to stab him. And a split second before you do, he says, "Please, you have to be," and then stab him right in the back. And he screams horribly, and then kind of freezes and crumples.
Well, that was stupid.
I think it worked.
That's
Abner, on the other side of the room, is motionless, and then he's not. Then he is growing to half the size of the room itself, ripping his faces off as he screams, "No! No! No!" Yeah, what would you like to do?
how in the air are our good friends stuck on the ceiling?
These are really tall ceilings, and they are, I think Ernest can probably just reach, like, Dandy's shoulders, but their actual, like, knots are attached to the ceiling. They're dangling upside down. Um, and you'd be hard pressed to be able to get up there, maybe without Rosier, but otherwise, maybe if you, like, threw a pointy object, you could probably try and cut them down.
Well,
Can we all? I don't want a metagame here. Could we all take like one action before what I feel like is probably going to be inevitable combat?
Yes.
Okay.
You have about 15 to 30 seconds to react before Abner finishes shitting the bed.
Okay. I want to turn to Atticus with the Solinator and quickly say, "Can you inject yourself with this, please?"
She goes, "Okay," and with a shaking hand, takes it, and then asks very quickly, "Where?"
Do you have? Does she have any marks or anything that would indicate where she was stabbed?
Yeah, her rightmost shoulder was stabbed and bleeding earlier.
Your rightmost shoulder that was stabbed and bleeding earlier.
She pulls a face and then just jams it in. Also lets out a scream, falls to her knees, and the sound of glass breaking as like a bunch of these little green and red sparkles just drop to the floor, and she falls further and starts convulsing.
Well, I'm gonna go down and catch her. If Abel and Ernest want to do their shenanigans.
Yeah.
I mean, Abel, if Abel would like to go first, if you know what you're gonna do.
I was actually gonna ask if we can like see if the rope goes anywhere, or is it just like straight attached to the ceiling?
No, it's just straight up attached to the ceiling.
Ah, well, all right. In that case, can I look for something that could be used as perhaps a weapon of sorts?
Yes, you have in your immediate vicinity, there are a couple of statues holding like swords and lances and various kinds of weapons. If you'd like to rob one, you have just enough time to do so.
Oh,
I'm
Anderson has a
taking a sword.
spear.
Did you bring that with you? Have
You
you been?
fucking
Oh, did you?
bet I did.
Okay, then yeah, you still have one of those big ass spears from the rehabilitation center.
Yeah, if I see Abel going, with one hand I'm grabbing Atticus, with the other hand I'm throwing the fucking spear.
I guess I'll go with a lance first so I can try and throw that, but I would like to get a hand on a sword before fight time.
Okay, you can. I'm just gonna say it. He's having a meltdown long enough that you can grab a sword and you can also take Anderson's lance from him.
Anderson can keep his lance then. I'm gonna take a sword and I'll hold on to it.
Okay, and Ernest, what would you like to do?
You said Ernest could reach their shoulders, right?
Yeah, you can reach Dandy's shoulders. Her mouth is gagged, but as she looks at you, is tearing up, with joy. Like she seems so relieved to see you.
He's like, I'm gonna get you out of there. Hold on. Can Ernest bring out his sick NBA skills that I never mentioned and make a jump check?
You know what? Okay, I know you never mentioned them, but you actually do have such a strong history in with backflips. and how good you are at doing them that I'm going to say you have a 50% base skill and jump.
Oh damn! All right, I'll take it. Better than the base 20.
Fuck the base 20. You've practiced literally your whole life.
You know what? That is very fair. I got an 11, so
Okay. So I'm sorry, what were you trying to do?
I was gonna try to jump and see if I could reach the knot on Dandy's foot.
Okay. Yeah, you just 6-foot vertical leap and manage to actually like grab basically at her ankles and uncomfortably shimmy up the rope. Um you could climb to the top and untie it there, or you could try with some hope and dexterity to untie this knot here, and it would be like a 6-foot fall to the ground, so you guys would both have to roll dexterity to get out of that. But you're also both 7 feet tall, so I think you'd be fine.
Can I? Here's a long shot. Can I grab like? Can I get Dandy's hands? Like, can I grab her by the hand? So one, I have a little more like slack on the rope to untie it, and two, make sure she doesn't fall immediately.
um I think because she's comically tied up like a cartoon, I don't think her hands are out.
Damn.
But if you want, we can make it like a couple of series of checks. You can untie her basically no problem. But you can roll strength to try to catch her before she falls, and then dexterity to try to land the both of you.
No, I'm just gonna untie her legs.
Okay.
I'm not
All
gonna
right.
go through the series of checks. she can fall.
All right. You untie her legs, and enough of the ropes loosen that you both just simply kind of fall out of it. So go ahead and roll dexterity. Dandy, okay, Dandy's fine.
Ernest is also fine. That was a hard success.
You both managed to do a perfect series of backflips to get out of these knots and land in unison. She rips the gag out of her mouth, and this is literally moments before Abner starts his descent down the stairs. She gives you a hug, and she looks at you and she says, "Thank you for coming back for me. I knew you would come back for me."
It wasn't. We weren't gonna leave you here. I mean, yeah, no, we weren't gonna leave you here. But we should also probably get ready for a fat.
Oh, I am letting out 50 years of anger on this. Um,
Yeah.
and let us all roll for initiative.
Poor
We
Henry.
got one extra. We got one extra hand.
Yeah, Henry, who's beat the fuck up, is like he just kind of wiggles in his binds and is like, "Mm."
It's okay, Henry. We'll get to you eventually.
All right. Well, I failed.
I
Predictably.
also failed.
Damn.
All right.
I
got a
guarantee I have
hard
more
success again.
dexterity than you. Or you have more
What is your
dexterity than me.
dexterity?
I have 30.
Oh, I have 40.
No way!
We're both bad at this.
What did Ernest get?
Hard success.
Okay, and then you both failed.
Yes.
Yes.
But
Who
I
failed harder?
Me.
Okay. Okay. First up is Abner.
God.
You're all towards the end of the hall. Abner, upon Sammy basically super dying again, he's kind of just lifeless on the floor. Nothing's really happening to his body, but he's just kind of laying there. Abner rears back, holding his face. He starts screaming as his body just enlarges completely, filling up half the room. And with this horrible, sickening, tearing, crunching noise, he quite literally rips his faces off,
Ew!
screaming as he does so, revealing what lay underneath a blue star, a ball of light that is pulsating as he screams in pain. And he lets go and he drops these faces, these masks to the floor, and they shatter like glass. And he's breathing deeply and heavily as this blue ball pulses. He locks eyes with you, Anderson. He says, "Time to pass judgment." And he is going to attempt to zap you from across the room.
All right, that's pretty hardcore. I can't be mad about that.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to
He
try and
must-
dodge that, please.
Go ahead. Roll dodge for me. Take a penalty. You are holding your convulsing unconscious sister, unless you want to ditch her.
I ideally would like to try and get her out of the way. Okay, that's sweet. I got a hard success on the first time, and I got a hard success on the second time.
Great. Abner failed. So you see him lock his eye on you. And before he even has time to really make this reaction, you simply just roll out of the way and you take Atticus with you, making sure their head's not hitting the floor as she's seizing. He just misses entirely. He shoots the beam and it goes right out the door and hits Purple Pants, who falls, crumbles, and turns to dust. And the pink guard named Keiki stops, turns, and is going to join the fight.
Let's go!
Wait, against Abner?
Yeah,
Yeah!
he was fighting the purple guard, but like in a like I'm arresting you. No, I'm arresting you, not in a murder way. But now purple guard's dead, so he's pissed.
He was like, no, I was supposed to arrest him. What the fuck?
That was my brother. It's Dandy's turn. And Dandy, let's see. I don't remember how Dandy fought, so I'm just gonna have her sort of pick up a sword. And she is going to attempt to run across part of the room and stab Abner in his open little Abner foot. Oh. Dandy trips on the way over and just kind of falls over.
You'll get him next
That's
time.
okay.
Did
You'll
so
get him next
good at
time.
that.
She's been upside down for over 24 hours. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she bonks her head a little bit and she's okay, but she's dazed and on the floor. Ernest, it's your turn.
Trying to think, because I did not grab a weapon before this, and Ernest is not equipped for this fight.
What you can do, so like I said to everybody else, there are like a multitude of statues in here. There's weapons. The room itself is in bad shape. It looks like there's been a lot of aggression in here. There's destroyed pillars, there's glass on the floor, ceramic, stones. There's some blood just kind of splattered about. So you can pick up an improvised weapon, or you can take your turn to backtrack a little bit and pick up one of the weapons from the one of the statues. And they have all different kinds: swords, long swords. There's a guy with a whip.
Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones.
He's here too?
The
He looks.
Indiana
It's
Jones?
labeled. It's labeled survivors of the horse wars. So
Yeah, so how far away are how far away is Anderson and Atticus?
they are now further in the corner of the room. So if you were all starting this fight in front of the doorway, Anderson's rolled, I'm gonna say, to the left, and is now not super within range. But I mean, if Abner was shooting laser beams from his forehead, so really anybody's in range. But he's much further out of the way if you want to do something kind of stupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to like draw the attention away from Anderson and just pick up like a rock or something and be like, "Hey, fucking neutron head," and I'm gonna throw a rock at him.
Okay. Roll throw.
Good thing I have base 20 and throw.
Base 20.
I've been, I've been practicing throw my whole life. Can I have base 50 in throw?
I didn't tell you, but I also Ernest is also really good at throwing.
So when I
Uh,
said NBA skills, I also meant that included throwing basketball.
Okay, all right. I did get a 15. I'll take it.
Okay. So yeah, you where are you throwing this at?
Right at his stupid glowing head.
Okay. You pick up a rock and throw it, and it does hit him in the head. It starts to orbit him, and then it gets pulled in and obliterated, and he goes, ah, and kind of like rubs his giant blue head eye.
But I flip him
Uh,
off.
Can you roll a d4 for me?
Shit. All right. 4.
Nice. Okay.
Was that
You got
was that damage on him?
Yeah, like that's the damage Abner took from getting basically a rock in his eyeball.
I was scared that was going to be like psychic damage on me. That's
No,
perfect.
no.
Though.
Abel, it is your turn.
All right. Well, against my personal real life better judgment, I'm gonna sword this guy.
Okay. Where are you trying to stab him?
Assumedly in his stupid big legs because they're the closest to me.
It's true. Okay. He's going to roll to try and smack you back.
Oh god. What would I roll for this? Like fighting brawl?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's a melee
Okay.
weapon.
Alright. I just passed that, but I don't know what sword is damage for. What sword's damage?
I'm just gonna say off the bat, let's start with a 1d6. I feel like a sword is a 1d6. The lance could be like a 1d8,
Okay.
just because it's thicker.
Well, good news everyone. I rolled a 1, so
Nice.
we're gonna
Abner,
get this guy.
Abner failed again to smack you back, so that's good.
He's
But
really
yeah,
good at this.
he like brings a hand down, but he's still rubbing the dirt rock out of his eyeball thing, and he just misses. And you stab him in the foot, and he's like, "Ah, oh, my tootsie." Um, Anderson, it's your turn.
Okay. Does Atticus look like if I put her little head down for a second, she wouldn't fucking die?
I mean, she probably wouldn't die, but she is, I mean, actively seizing. Mostly from like the chest, but if you put her down, she might bonk her head, but would she die? Probably not.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave this to a roll.
Okay.
Cause Max doesn't want to waste his turn. Okay. I'm gonna gently put her little head down for 1 second
Okay.
as best I can. And can I do like a javelin toss with my spear?
Yeah, that's gonna be fighting brawl as well, or would that be throw? Actually, you're throwing it. It's like throw.
Is there any chance that Anderson can have been practicing throw for years and can get a base 50?
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, no
It's
problem, no
part of your
problem, no problem.
character.
No problem. Oh, that's not bad actually. I can totally spend 10 luck and get a normal success.
Oh hell yeah. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna roll to dodge.
Come on, straight in the eyeball, straight in the
Nope.
eyeball.
Do not dodge. Okay, Abner is 3 for 3 on failing. So go ahead and roll. You get him. Yes, you stab him. Roll a 1d8 for me, and that'll basically dictate where it lands.
Okay. That's an 8.
Oh fuck. Okay, you catch him right in the shoulder. And having this come right out of the rehabilitation center, instead of being like a nice little what's the word? Decorative weapon.
Yeah.
This is an active angel weapon, and just stabs him right in the shoulder. Stays there, and golden blood just starts pouring down as he screams and rips it out, clutching at his shoulder. It's Atticus's turn, and we're gonna roll to
Wait,
see if she
how
can
much-
break out of this stuber.
How much damage do I do?
You do 8 damage.
Oh,
You rolled an 8.
I don't get a damage bonus?
I don't know. Do you want one?
Yeah.
Okay, you can have 1d4 damage bonus.
That is my damage bonus. That's a 3.
8 plus
Dang.
3 minus. Okay. Yeah, he's bleeding a lot. He still looks like more or less fine, but he is now bleeding heavily from the shoulder.
Sweet.
All right, and Atticus is gonna roll to come out of this. Atticus bangs her head against the floor.
Oh, can I go back down and grab her again, please?
After this turn, sure, but yeah, no, she fumbled, so
Oh.
she takes a little damage as she smacks her head against the concrete. But that brings us back to the top of the order, where I'm now going to put Keiki in. You rolled pretty well, but it is Abner's turn, and he's really mad. So he gets down on all fours, and he points his weird space head at you, Ernest, and he is going to try and obliterate you.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking dodge that, I guess. All I can really do.
Jesus. All right. Listen, real Jesus is on your side because Abner failed.
Yeah, that's a success. Thank fucking
Okay.
God. Because I don't want
He's
to get
having a-
obliterated today.
He's having a good day, guys.
Let me tell you what happens, right? You dodge. And this beam goes wide because he still has rocks in his eyeball thing. So not only does he miss you, but he actually hits Henry. He doesn't hit Henry, he hits Henry's rope. So Henry's still tied up, drops with a thump to the floor, and you hear
Great. I'll get you in a second, buddy. I'm paralyzed though.
And Abner screeches again, and instead of getting any bigger, he actually starts shrinking. But it's Dandy's turn, and Dandy got back up and is coming back in for stab number 2.
Come
Never
on,
give up.
Dandy.
You got this.
All right, that is a regular success. Abner is going to try to dodge. Abner successfully dodges. Dandy goes, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you, even though I'm morally against it." And Abner's like, as he gets smaller and freaks the fuck out. It's Keiki's turn as he walks in and he says, "My lord, I have served you dutifully for years, but this is wrong." And he is going to throw his spear at Abner.
Get
Go
him,
get his
Pinky.
ass.
Beep, beep, boop, I dropped my pretzels. Okay, and dodge. Oh, wow. Abner dodges so bad that he actually lifts his head to hear this and gets it straight in the eyeball zone. 4. Not that much damage. Okay. Abner's bleeding proficiently. A lot. This giant spear comes careening at him. It gets him square in the blue sphere. It goes, in fact, right through it. It kind of obliterates part of the spear, but it embeds in the wall behind everybody. For a second, all of the light in his head is disrupted and starts breaking apart into these small little like shards of light floating around in a daze. His arms and legs go limp as he sits back on his haunches. And I'm going to say that Ernest, Abel, and Anderson, the next attacks that you all make, basically he will not be dodging or trying to attack back because he is completely dazed.
Does he look like he's close to death?
He looks like he's taken a lot of damage, but he's not exactly on death's door yet.
Okay, great.
And Ernest, it is your turn.
Get my spear.
Normal. You know what? I'm Max. I'm going to take a page from your book. Ernest is conflicted. He wants to attack Abner, but he also wants to help Henry. So, real quickly, just gonna. All right, he's going for Abner. Yeah, you said the spear went through him. How close is? Do you think I could make a run for the spear that's embedded in the wall? Maybe.
No, that one is at the absolute far end of the room. That's the one that Keiki threw.
But he
One that
grabbed mine out of his shoulder and threw it to the ground.
threw it
Could
on the
Ernest
ground.
grab that one?
Yes, that is what you could reach. If you can make, hold on, let me open Cosmo's sheet. You see this something really fast. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna say that you are close enough that you can grab it and attack with it in this turn.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'm gonna grab that spear and what body parts are in reach where I could give him a good
Uh,
stab.
He's significantly smaller now. He's still very, very big, but instead of taking up half of the room himself entirely, he's down to, let's say, about 20 feet tall, sitting back on his haunches with his head backwards, dazed. His leftmost shoulder is still bleeding a lot. You are basically right in front of him. You can kind of get him anywhere.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking I'm not throwing the spear, I'm stabbing him with it. I'm gonna
Okay, go
stab
ahead.
him.
Roll fighting brawl for me. He's not going to react, so you've nothing. If you succeed, you succeed.
Yeah, that's a success.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll a 1d8 for me. Plus, I don't know. Do you have? It's not a damage bonus on the actual item. It's a damage bonus that your character has, right, Max?
Damage bonus is something your character has. Yeah,
Okay. Does Ernest have one?
he
Mhm.
should. It should be a
Oh,
1d4.
okay.
It's a 1d4, yeah.
Okay, great.
So 1d8 plus damage bonus. Hold on. This dice roller's blocking it. All right. That is a 6.
Okay. All right. You catch him in the other shoulder. Do you rip it back out or do you leave it in?
I'm ripping it back out.
All right, you rip, and half of his arm basically comes with you. He seems to
Oh!
be breaking down. The arm, the shoulder, you just tear it right off. It's almost too easy. And this gold and black blood just floods out of him. Abel, it is your turn.
I'm gonna go for the old stabble again,
Okay.
and hopefully we can not only land it but also do more than one damage this time. Did not land that one.
No problem. You go to stab, but you actually trip on a rock. And you kind of just stab into his like blood pool.
Take that,
You
stupid idiot blood.
Good job, Abel.
Anderson, it is your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend my turn attacking Abner, actually. I'm gonna grab Atticus. Can I do something to try and shake her from this trance?
Yes, you can. You can do one of two things. You can either roll, let's see, medicine, to try and snap her out of it, or if you'd like to recall, the what's his face did give you a potion, or gave Atticus a potion that he told her to drink when she put her soul back. You could try and
Oh
get that.
yeah. I grabbed the potion. Glug glug.
Okay. Please roll a 1d100 for me and tell me what you get.
I got a 28.
Okay. With a 28, you pour it down her throat. She half chokes on it, half drinks it. And in about the span of a second or two, her eyes open and she's gasping, but she is not seizing or convulsing anymore. She looks very out of it, but she is semi-conscious.
Oh, thank God.
And it's her turn. Let's see if she's gonna come to more. Nope. Yeah, she's out of it. We are back at the top of the order,
Come on, Rosier.
but instead of Abner, part of the ceiling behind all of you gets kicked in as Rosier drops to the floor. He is wielding two small white glowing knives, and he is going to rush Abner.
Yeah, get him!
Hit him with the beans.
Fuck yeah.
Get those
He-
beans!
He comes up behind Abner and he stabs both of these knives into his shoulders, through to the other side of his wounds, and then rips them back outwards, basically ripping off Abner's other arm. So that side now starts pouring blood. Abner. Oh, wow. Okay. Abner. As this happens, all the light in his head sort of comes back into one golden pinprick. And you hear him whisper something, mumble something. A lot of you are too far away for it. And then he crumbles into bricks at Sammy's feet.
Could Ernest have heard this because he was within stabbing distance?
Yes, you hear him say, "I'm coming. I'm coming."
Ew.
Gross.
Not like that! Oh my god!
Bro straight up dying, and this guy's like, ew, yucky.
Not in the jorts, Abner.
Ooh.
Oh, my dramatic last words. Sexualized and laughed at.
I mean, listen, you have some choice words to say in your last moments, and those would not be mine. That's all I'm saying.
Put that on the tombstone.
Yeah,
Bro
with
said,
that,
I'm coming, and went bricks mode.
It got
fucking-
completely bricked up.
man got bricked out. Yeah,
Ooh.
he crumbles into basically a pile of these black bricks and nothingness. Sammy's body at the end of the hallway, kind of near you, Anderson. He turns his head to look at you as basically from the feet up, he just starts dissolving. Not even turning into bricks, he is just turning right back into dust. And he tries to motion to catch your attention.
Yeah, I look at him.
He gasps and then he says, "I'm sorry." And then it catches up with the rest of them, and he too returns to dust.
Fly to
Wait,
town,
who's
little buddy.
Ajax?
What'd you say, Ernest?
Oh, Ernest was yelling to anybody who's Ajax, because we were supposed to ask that.
I
were
look
told.
over at Ernest. I like very slowly look over at Ernest. Like everything else is silent. He's like, "Who's Ajax?" That's Sammy's brother. We learned about him from Order. I don't know if you're
Yeah, but
too
like
busy eating fucking crawfish broil to remember that.
it was. Listen, man, it was really crunchy. I couldn't hear much over that.
I yeah, I'm like looking at Sammy back in Ernest. I'm like, yeah, bud, we actually solved that mystery.
Yeah, I didn't solve that. I'm still
No,
curious.
that's okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. I looked down at Atticus. Where-
Atticus is bleeding from the one of her temples, and she's very dazed. But she blinks up and looks at you, Anderson, and squints like she's trying to make sense of who you are. And she says, "Anderson,
Hey,
did it work? Am I still a really ugly buff man?
no,
God, oh, thank God.
yeah, it it worked.
I feel awful, but I'm. I mean, and I. If I'm not Sammy anymore, then I'm me, and I'm good enough for me."
All right, I stand up, I grab her, and I pull her up and do a big hug.
Yeah, her knees give out, so you're mostly just holding her up, but
Yes.
she hugs you back, she's crying, and she says, "Fuck, thank you."
It fucking worked. Yes. I with whatever strength I can muster, I want to jump with her.
Okay. Hmm.
And can I bump into Henry?
Yeah. So while this is happening, Dandy sort of cut Henry free. So he's just standing up, also dazedly, and he's kind of wandering, sidestepping over Sammy's dead body pile thing. And he just wanders just behind you as you, with the entire weight of you and your sister, jump up and then bump right into Henry, who just goes over.
Oh, oh my god. Who got Henry down?
That would have been Abner, I believe.
Nice work. Okay. You guys hey, you guys want to go home?
Yes, I want to go home so bad.
Ernest, you're muted.
Ernest starts speaking rapidly and no words come out of his mouth.
I
He's
saw
he's
that.
like he's fucking like pixelating and like
Yeah.
going away.
No, Ernest, come back.
Ernest was trying to say he'd love to go home, and in fact, he'll go now.
Ernest was actually saying before he goes home, he's pocketing an Abner brick.
Yeah, it's warm and it's heavy and it feels impossibly sad in your pocket. And just before we end out this episode, in this happy, shattered, bizarre, murdered silence, you hear the sound of two clicking footsteps, and a pen clicking behind you in the door frame. That is where we'll end things.
Oh, you got a cliffhanger for us? Beth, I just want you to know, if for some reason Dandy and Henry are not tied with rope and dangling from the ceiling, I got you, girl.
Mhm.
Don't worry.
Okay. What does that mean?
It means I got you.
I'm curious because I won't lie to you, like, this is
Not
spoilers, but I was absolutely gonna have them dangling from a ceiling with rope just because I think that shit's hilarious.
that's
But,
so
like,
funny. I
but
was gonna
now
no, you should do it. I also want to have later in like 2 or 3 episodes, there's also going to be a character dangling from the ceiling with rope. So I just thought it'd be really funny
we're
if we just
excellent.
kept that.
Just beep this out. This will be spoiler for the end of the episode, so people don't know about my dangle plans.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.